happy to be coming to you with a new foundation, concealer, and powder review, pressed powder review. I love doing these. I'm always in search of my holy grail foundation. You want a nice smoothing canvas. As we age especially, but even when we're younger, a lot of times we have imperfections. I have texture, I have big pores, I have fine lines and wrinkles. It is hard to find something that is my skin looking, but better. So anything that improves the appearance of my skin and has some longevity is something that I am all about. And this time, guys and girls, I think I may just have found it with the new RCMA makeup line. So I have their foundation, their concealer, and their pressed powder, and so far, so good. But we're not gonna stop at that. We're not gonna stop at first impressions. We're gonna do 5 days of wear. I'm not gonna make you sit through all of that, but I'm gonna give you little glimpses to let you know how we can use this makeup to its maximum potential and if it just might work for your skin type. So that sounds like something you're interested in. Stick around. We're about to get right into it. This is About Face with Mona. This is a channel where we focus on everything lifestyle, skincare, beauty, makeup, all things for the mature woman. And sometimes, don't be surprised because you younger girls can get a nugget or two as well. It's all about the base, all about the base. Foundation, concealer, and pressed powder by RCMA. RCMA is well known to makeup artists, but not so much to the general public. And Allure actually had an article that said it was one of the best makeup products that nobody's ever heard of. And I think that that just might be true. So why might you be interested in this line? There's so many foundations and concealers and powders on the market. Why this one? Why maybe this one? RCMA makeup is cruelty-free and vegan. It's also paraben-free, talc-free, gluten-free. It's made in the USA, and it's good. I am not unfamiliar with this brand. I am getting familiar with these new products, and I have to say, so far, so good. So we're going to talk about the details, and then we're going to get into the application. So the new liquid foundation. These dispensers, the containers are so cute. But although I really don't care if my containers are cute, I like the style, I like the fact that it's a pump. Very nice packaging. Same thing with the concealer. It says that these are high intensity liquid foundations that give a unique lightweight all day wear. So that would be a plus for me. Foundation enhances your natural radiance. You'll be glowing at all occasions and events. Its high defining liquid foundation is made with olive oil derived material, giving a full coverage hydration without clogging your pores. It helps replenish the skin while enhancing your already natural beauty. The concealer says a small dab goes a long way, and I can tell you straight up that is honestly true. This will last until it expires. Our highly pigmented liquid concealer gives all day wear. It's full coverage, bold pigmentation. It covers under eye, darkness, and it is also proving so far to be a great concealer for all over your face, blocking out redness, imperfections, etc. It's made with olive oil derived material like the foundation. The full coverage concealer hydrates and helps replenish the skin while enhancing your already natural beauty, and it comes in 16 shades while being cruelty-free, vegan, talc-free, paraben-free. They came out with a new loose powder, but I chose to go with the pressed powder. I chose the one in no color. It also comes in amber, topaz, and amethyst. It's finely milled. It feels luminous, lightweight, and silky smooth. It's recommended to use post-foundation application for a finishing touch. The setting powder enhances your everyday look by locking your makeup in place and blurring the appearance of minor skin imperfections. Also talc-free, cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, and gluten-free. We're gonna put it on, and we're gonna put it to the test. Okay, let's get into day one's makeup application. So I'm gonna put a couple of pumps. See the consistency? I'm gonna go in on this side with my makeup sponge. If you see me looking off to the side, I'm looking in my mirror. Let's go in on this side with the brush. I'm going to use my Artis oval brush number 7. I still have a little bit left on my hand. Add just a little, not even a quarter of a pump more, because I feel like a little does go a long way. I feel like that's all I really need. So at first glance, I absolutely love it, but that doesn't always mean anything. So we're gonna try the concealer and the powder now. And the bottle matches the concealer bottle. Packaging is definitely on point. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in the color 1 Fair. I'm just gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna go in within 10. I'm gonna take a little bit on my finger. It's hard to get just a tiny bit out. I got way too much out. I'm gonna have to work on my pumping skills. This would be enough for a week. So I would think that this would go a long way. This thick. You definitely just need a dab. Looks like the coverage is great. It almost wants to drag with my fingers. I have to be real careful that I'm not pulling my skin. It's not just gliding on. I'm patting so that I can get it all worked in without pulling. I'm just patting. So I am using my index finger, but I'm only patting. I'm not pulling at all or rubbing at all. And this seems to be working well. My Sicily concealer brush. Or any concealer brush that you like. Okay, we're learning things. So I think that this applies better, at least on initial application with a concealer brush. I like that even better than my fingers. I'm gonna use a little bit of this concealer on that ugly scar that I have. I'm gonna use a little bit of the concealer on this little red spot that I get on the end of my nose. Tap the concealer on my little red areas. This covers redness really well. This is a great face concealer. I'm not hating it under my eyes either. I'm gonna go back and put on my makeup and we'll hear my thoughts. Okay, I'm back with a full face of makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the RCMA makeup press powder. You can see that it is definitely a no color one that I chose. Nice light packaging, big mirror. I'm just gonna take my BK Beauty 104 brush and I'm just gonna dust over the makeup that I applied, just kind of to set it and to set my concealer underneath my eyes. I think it can take down a little bit of the luminosity. I think it is slightly pore blurring. I don't think it's creating any added texture, so far so good. I'm gonna come back with a check-in on day 1 and let you know what I think. Oh, by the way, today I used no primer, just my skincare, my SPF, and the makeup. No setting spray. I did dust it with the powder. We're gonna see how that works. I'll be back with my thoughts later today. So we're back at day 1's midday check-in. I forgot to record what time I started this wear test. I know it was before I started work, so I'm thinking that at the very latest, it was 7:30 this morning, and it is now 2:20. So almost 7 hours. Let's zoom in. Let's look at the concealer. Very little creasing. I think my under eyes still look pretty concealed. I love that I actually have a little shine that you can see, but not too much, sort of a luminous finish, which is so wonderful on my very dry skin. I am really loving this foundation. I'm curious to see how it looks at the end of the day, and I'm also curious to see how it looks tomorrow with my primer and a setting spray. I mean, we're at 7 hours. Maybe I have a little bit of breaking down around my mouth from eating and drinking, but really I think for my skin and what I'm looking for in a foundation and what I normally get with foundations, I'm really happy so far with this performance. So we'll come in again at the end of the day, and then tomorrow we'll try it a little bit different. It is a cloudy day here in South Louisiana. It looks like we're gonna get some rain, but I wanted to give you the look in outdoor light. We'll be back for a check-in in a little while. Hi everybody, we are back for the end of the day check-in for day 1. It is It is 5:41, and remember, I couldn't remember exactly what time I put this on this morning, but I was estimating no later than 7:30. I've had a crazy busy day. I have worked, I have cooked, I have emptied litter boxes, I have mopped, I have swept, I have dusted, I have cleaned. I've worked up a good sweat, I did a workout, and I think that this makeup still looks good. It is a little tiny bit shiny on my nose, but you gotta remember, with my dry skin, I actually like to have a little moisture come through. I'm gonna zoom you in. Obviously, my lipstick is gone. Look at this concealer. Guys, this is like the best concealer that I have tried in a long time. I am like seriously impressed. My lawn guy is deciding to do the lawn right now, so we have a little noise in the background. This is thick, a little goes a long way. I am curious to see how it's gonna work with setting spray and primer tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna use a sponge on both sides instead of a brush, but I am loving it. For me, for what I'm looking for in a foundation, this is definitely not making my skin look worse. I like the luminosity. I think that's healthier for me. It's not breaking apart. It is light as air on my skin. It feels like I'm wearing nothing. So far, so good, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. This is the last day of 5 days of wear testing the new RCMA makeup line. Foundation, concealer, and powder. I already know I love it. I already know how it's best for me to wear it. This is a small makeup brand that has stood the test of time. It was established in 1952, and it has stuck around because it is in so many pro makeup artists' bag. People love it. They make it in small quantities. It's definitely quality over quantity, and I think that this might be a brand worth you checking out. But let's look at the final day. I find for me, for my mature dry skin, I prefer to put it on with a sponge. Again, I'm in the shade N110. A little goes a long way. I'm gonna put a pump. I'm just gonna dab it on the wet makeup sponge and go to town. The coverage is phenomenal. I do have my skin prepped and primed and sunscreened. I have worn it as long as 16 hours with very little wear. In fact, I like it better at the end of the day than I do at the beginning after it's had time to mesh with my skin and a few of my natural oils have had a chance to break through. I think it only wears better with time for me. The other thing that I will say is the coverage is tremendous, and this concealer, this could be used to spot correct all over your face and not even use the foundation. This also has a little bit more than the standard concealer container has in it. This is a nice size, so the price is really reasonable for the quantity that you get. And like I said, you could use this in place of the foundation. A little goes a long way. I'm going to color correct again. Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. Makes the world of difference with my dark under eye circles. Tap, tap, tap. Now I'm going in with a tiny, tiny bit of this concealer, and I mean a tiny bit. I've mastered the pump. You can see basically that is the size, a little bit bigger than the size of a pin, like half a BB. Take it on my ring finger. I'm just gonna go into that inner corner here and brighten up my eyes. It has great coverage. I did not have settling, creasing, wearing off. I've been filming off and on for 5 days, so I have so much footage to try to piece together for you guys. That little tiny, 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 tiny spot covers both eyes, and it can also go around my nose where I usually have a little red, and that little spot on my tip of my nose where I have red. This Artis round brush in Circle 1 is really perfect for kind of patting this in. But you can use your fingers, you can use a damp sponge, you can use whatever method you like. Also, a concealer brush is fine. I'm going to take a little bit of the RCMA Premier Pressed Powder in Translucent, which honestly, I don't even think this foundation needs to be set, or the concealer. But with a very light coating, it will blur my pores a little bit. I don't go heavy on this. That's it. I'm gonna go add the rest of my face makeup, my eyeliner, and my mascara, and I'm gonna come back in later and we're gonna do one last check-in and hear my final thoughts. Okay, I am coming to you at the end of a very long day and a very long week. It's Friday. I've been testing this foundation, the RCMA Foundation, Concealer, and Pressed Powder since Monday. This week has kicked my butt. I am getting ready to wind down for the evening. I have tested this foundation, concealer, and powder every way except hanging upside down from a tree. I apologize that I'm filming from my phone. There's a lot going on in the kitchen and in my office right now, so this is what we got. I just wanted to close out by saying this is 2 thumbs up for me. This is my kind of foundation. It has coverage, it has staying power. It is one of the rare foundations that is more than a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint that actually flatters my textured, mature, dry skin. I hope that you might consider checking out RCMA if you haven't. I like everything that this company stands for. Just as a reminder, it's a small company. I think it's in its 3rd generation of owners from the family, and it is designed for makeup artists, so it is definitely good for us everyday women. They have nailed this formula. Very happy, very satisfied with it. Final thoughts are just that this would be worth trying. I think this would be good for oily skin. I think it would be good for combination skin. I think it would be good for dry skin. If you have oily skin, you just may want a mattifying primer, or you may just want to dust a little powder on your nose. But I think even us with the most dry, irritated, sensitive, aged skin can wear it and feel confident. I have truly enjoyed this foundation, and the concealer has been amazing. I like the powder just fine. I think this is a hit. So this would definitely be in my rotation. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for spending some time with me. Go out and live like Mel.